there. He is way, way out there. Because he is. I know what they're doing. If you want to know how they do this, this is how it works. Remember when I debated Robertson Genis in Florida on the infallibility? I think the infallibility of the Pope debates were the same year. Because I had debated Staples first. You're right. Okay, so July. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that was. Yeah. So I debated Tim Staples, and then a few months later, I debated Robertson Genis. And they don't defend the infallibility of the Pope in the same way. Very opposite. One of the things that Genis said, because Staples had to defend the infallibility of each of the popes that I raised questions about, Honorius, et cetera, et cetera. Genis is like, he might not have been a Christian. Might have been a heretic. And I'm like, oh? But both of them would have agreed, but it doesn't matter. Well, Genis, the idea was, he doesn't have to be a Christian. He's still not going to teach error as the Pope. God will keep him from doing that. And so what it all boiled down to with both of them, honestly, was if the Pope teaches error, he wasn't speaking as the Pope. And how do you ever know that? You don't. You don't. You do not know when the Pope is speaking infallibly or when he might be leading you astray. Honorius led people astray on monothelitism. Or William Lane Craig wouldn't agree with that, but that's a whole other issue that we'll get into at another point. But he led people astray, but he didn't lead the church straight because he didn't teach it as formal dogma. And even if he writes letters promoting it, well, that wasn't formal enough. That's when I really came to understand that papal infallibility is meaningless. It is absolutely the most meaningless, empty dogma ever proposed by anyone. Because you can never know in this life whether the Pope is speaking infallibly or not. Because once he's dead, he can get reinterpreted.